just call me Miss Black. But either one is fine because we're not in school right now. We are here today to distribute the kits, and I'm going to grab one of them so that I can show you guys what's in it. These kits will support an online horticulture program. It'll be 6 lessons, and everything we need to do those 6 lessons are in the box. And the box also has a label inside that tells you what's in the box. And all of these boxes have been checked so many times. I'm so tired of looking at these boxes. And so just to kind of give you an overview of what the program will look like, I'm not going to take everything apart because it's a little hard to get back together. But this will become a terrarium. And so we'll put rock and charcoal and soil in here, and then we'll have seeds, and it will grow. The stuff will grow. And actually there are terrariums now that are like 60 years old where they have never opened the lid. James actually has a few terrariums at home because we've done them at school a couple of times now, and he's actually a pretty good terrarium gardener. Also in here is a hydroponics kit, and so we'll actually grow basil in water without soil. And then we also have, we're gonna start seeds in here, and we have some seeds that you can put outside, including radishes and a pumpkin, and sunflowers. And then we have seeds that can be house plants like a coleus, which are really popular actually outside right now, but they're great as indoor plants because they don't need a lot of sunlight. And then after our seeds outgrow that, they will go into these little pots. So we have 2 little pots here in each kit, and that will be one of the lessons, actually transplanting the plants from the seed kit to the pots. And then we also have, we're going to start this Wednesday with the bean seed experiment. And what will happen is that there are 3 bags here, and there are 3 different types of seeds and 3 paper towels. And we'll wet the paper towel, we'll put the seeds in the paper towel, we'll zip the bag shut, and we'll leave them for a week. And at the end of that week, we'll come back, which will be the following lesson, and we'll take a look, and they will all have sprouted. And we will also have the opportunity to open them up and look and see. The reason why I use bean seeds is because they're so big, and you can see the parts of the plant. And so each week we will do an activity, and we will continue to build on what we've done before. There's also fertilizer in here. All of your seeds, the plant sticks, the labels, everything is here. And I also, I'm a big proponent of using things that you can find every day, because I don't want gardening to cause stress. And a lot of times my students, if they lose something, they stress out. And so you'll notice that the tools that we use are plastic forks and spoons, chopsticks, and popsicle sticks, which you can get everywhere. So there should never be a problem where you worry about losing something, okay? And as long as you keep everything in the box, and I'm gonna ask that you don't take anything out of the box until next Wednesday when we have the meeting, because I don't want people to lose stuff because that causes stress. If you wanna look in the box, that's fine, but keep everything together, and then next week we will have the first lesson. And so basically what will happen during the lesson is it will take anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes to go over the lesson. And then at the end, we will break out into smaller rooms, and you guys will get a chance to talk to each other, because it's not just about horticulture, it's also about having a social interaction with people. And so, so I will not use the full hour going over every week's lesson, okay? And there will be a PowerPoint each week, but it's really short and super quick. And there will be little quizzes in the PowerPoint, but I'm not grading anything. It's just to see what you guys remember from week to week. Does anybody have any questions? By the way, I am Elizabeth Black. I am the horticulture instructor for this class. I'm also the horticulture instructor at New Roads School of Somerset. I am also in the PhD in Cognitive Psych program at Rutgers. And I work with NJ ACE, which, as you can see, is on the box. NJ ACE is helping to pay for this program. They are giving Akil Autism Foundation a grant. I also, I own HortiHope, which is a horticultural therapy, one-on-one, separate organization from all of those. I'm also a master gardener and a horticultural therapist. And now I'm going to let Manisha introduce herself for those who don't know her.
So, thank you. First of all, thank you everybody for coming. And I am Akhil's mom, and Akhil is our 20-year-old son who has autism. Inspiration behind Akhil Autism Foundation. Akhil is also inspired these girls, Moksha, Suhani, Akia, and everybody to Freya to start a concept called as Care for a Friend. It's just not a social skills program, but after interacting with children with Akhil and children like Akhil, the whole paradigm shift has happened with them. At first, they were very scared to even to go and reach out to kids with autism, but now they just go, they ask them choices, they talk with them, and they have welcomed them so much that the whole perception of me looking to the neurotypical society has completely changed. So they are bringing a concept called as neurodiverse gardeners. And we want to thank you NJS, and we want to take this program to different schools, because this is not only a STEM education, but this also can be a vocational training, and hopefully we can connect with Red Girls to take it to the next phase. So this is an opportunity for you all. Bring in your friends, and we have lots of fun. All right.
So the principal investigator and executive director of the New Jersey Autism Center of Excellence. This is a governor's office initiative, and if you get any speeding tickets or parking tickets, which I may have gotten somewhere along the way, you can feel much better about it, because $1 from each one of those goes to this governor's office initiative. So
Let's go! Speed one day!
Let's get one today.
A lot to that.
And it also runs on donations. It also runs on donations as well. The New Jersey Autism Center of Excellence is bidded on by a college every 5 years. It's right now at Rutgers under Dr. Elizabeth Torres, and we got an extra year because of COVID, yay. And so we'll actually keep it for 6 years, and then at the end we have to bid on it. But one of the things that she has done, and it focuses on research and vocational training to help people who have autism. But one of the things that she has done as part of being the PI on the New Jersey Autism Center of Excellence is that she is working to get horticulture noted as one of their priorities, one of the projects. So even if at the end of 6 years it doesn't stay at Rutgers and it moves somewhere else, horticulture goes with it. And so I, being a horticultural therapist, believe that horticulture does help people. And hopefully when I finish my PhD, I'll be able to prove it. But it does provide not only vocational skills, which is obviously very important, but it also provides a sense of calm. And you also can get back no matter what kind of person you are coming in. I mean, horticultural therapy is used with ex-cons. It's actually used in prisons. It's used in youth programs for children who might be in, or youth who might be in the juvenile justice program. It's used in nursing homes. It's used in just community gardens. It's everywhere. And the benefits of working with plants is that you're going to see a difference. You're going to get feedback, even if you yell at it, even if you're angry with it, even if you're angry with everyone and you don't treat them nicely, your plant is still going to grow. You don't have to be an inherently good person to make plants grow. And from that, anyone can see a level of success. That they may live in a life where they don't get a whole lot of success. And so this is an opportunity for them to see success. And that can lead, it can be a stepping stone to other ways of getting success. And one of the research projects that was done maybe about 10 years ago in a New Jersey neighborhood, they found that for every 10 community gardens that were built in this neighborhood, they could reduce the police force by 1 policeman. Wow. Because the crime rate went down, and when people grow something, they invest. And when you invest in your neighborhood, you don't want to hurt your neighborhood, and you'll protect it. And so it got people working together, and they started forming sort of crime watch things in their neighborhood, and it can turn a neighborhood around. and it can also turn a kid around. So, even if when my research is done, I don't prove that it lowers stress and heart rate and all of those things that I'm trying to prove, I still will be a huge proponent of horticulture for everybody.
And Dr. Torres is trying to do with the Fitbit or with the
Right. Yeah. So horticultural therapy does not fit in cognitive psychology. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but cognitive psychology is like, what's going on in the brain. And horticultural therapy really doesn't fit in there at all. But what we're doing is we're going to measure the heart rate, the blood pressure, the skin temperature. We're also going to do cortisol measurements by having someone chew on a cotton swab before and after. And that will tell us if there's stress hormones in their saliva. And by doing that and by using those wearables, we'll be able to see how their hands move. And the other thing, the really cool thing about what Dr. Torres is doing is that her wearables and the way that she does the math, which I don't understand at all, it shows if someone intended to move or if it was sort of a jerk reaction that was involuntary. And so by doing that, we'll be able to see that, a lot of autistic people have involuntary movements, and we will be able to start to see what is voluntary and what is involuntary, and do they have more voluntary movements when they're doing horticulture or not, those kinds of things, because involuntary movements can ratchet up when you have more stress. And so if you're lowering the stress level, then one should see the involuntary movements reduce. And so there's so much exciting research coming out. She's also doing, and this doesn't have anything to do with me, but she's taking videos of babies that were videoed back in the 90s. And they're looking at those videos and trying to see if, going back to like 2 and 3 weeks old, if they can see autism markers at that age. And as everyone who has anyone close to them that has autism knows, the earlier you get the interventions in, the better the overall outcomes are going to be. And so by taking these videos and looking at 3-week-old babies in the 90s, you now know, now they're 30 years old. So you can look at those and you can say, hey, we can see this now, and this is the outcome, and we know now that that this is what we're looking for. And then it's communicating and educating that to the physicians and the pediatricians and even the newborn NICU. They do a hearing test and a vision test at newborns, but why are they not doing these, they could be doing autism tests too. And granted, nobody wants to know when they leave the hospital that they're actually, but if you know then, the knowledge is power, and it gives you the opportunity to start working with that child and getting that child early intervention before waiting until at the earliest 2, and sometimes 4 and 6. Sometimes it's not caught until they get to school. Oh, that's right.
Everything is set up in here.
Kept everything, and I call this kit everything but the water. Fun because it expands when you wet it. Yeah, and then this is the seed starter, and we will go over this with each lesson. I will tell them exactly what they need, and I have a kit for myself, so I will hold up exactly what they need, and every single kit looks exactly the same. The only difference might be the color of the pots, but everything else is identical, from the seed kits. They're like feathery, they kind of look like dill or fennel leaves, and then they have these real delicate flowers on top, but they reseed, and so once you plant cosmos, you never have to plant them again. And then radishes are the instant gratification of gardening. You're going to get a radish plant, full radish, in 2 to 3 weeks with seeds. So I pick seeds that I know are going to grow super fast so that they can see a difference almost every day, and I pick seeds that are going to be relatively successful. The sensitive plant might be the hardest one to grow out of all of them, but if you make sure that you focus.
In horticulture, record keeping is very important. Now, I didn't identify these bean seeds for you other than the scarlet runner bean. So oftentimes when you do this, you'll label the outside signs of the actual type of bean it is. But I didn't give you that information, so don't worry about it.
Why does it have limes in it?
Which one?
Good.
Oh,
This one.
that's the Scarlet Runner, the big one?
Yeah, I haven't seen one of these or held one in years, so thanks.
Cool.
Good. So one
Yeah, so
goes
that's
here.
the
Match
Scarlet
it.
Runner. And like I said, it's one of my favorite beans. I don't grow it. Is the tools, which are the forks, the spoons, the chopsticks, and the popsicle stick. Okay, so you're gonna need those as well. And then I just let them a little bit more water. So the goal is to get these all wet, but not so. And if you make a mess, that's okay. That's what horticulture is all about. You're supposed to make a mess.
Good.
That's why I have a cottage. Because my husband's not so much of a mess person. So if you see any more dry spots, try to pour some more water right on the dry spots. You're gonna want to have it pretty full, but you don't pack it down, okay? Because the seeds need room for their roots to grow. And you're also gonna notice that there's a hole in the bottom of the cells, and that's there for a reason. It's so that the water can get through. That's why we have the tray on the bottom when we're all done. So you're just gonna keep going until everything is all filled up. Just go get a glass of water, James.
Yeah, I have a glass. The water's fighting me though. Give me a minute.
Okay.
And this one. Good job.
Yeah.